All right, class, today we're going to be working with rounding. Rounding is when you take a whole number. Does anybody remember what a whole number is? Timmy? Yes, a whole number is any number, any positive number, including 0, that does not have a fraction or decimal. And then we're going to be taking those whole numbers, and we're also going to be using our prior knowledge of place value, which is showing how many numbers are in the number, and then dividing them up into thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. And we're only going to be going up to thousands in this lesson. Okay, so does anybody know what they can use rounding for? No one? Well, rounding is used to estimate about. You can use it when you're paying for something, like, oh, this is $4.99. I'm gonna need about $5 to pay for this item. Or if you're going a distance or trying to tell time, if it's 26 minutes till you need to be somewhere, you can say, oh, I need to be there in about 20 minutes, or I need to get there, or I'm gonna have to do that thing in about 30 minutes. So, what we're going to be doing is rounding. We're going to be taking a number. Let's say the number is 42. Okay. And can anybody tell me the place value of the numbers in 42? Nicole? Yes. The 4 is in the tens place, and the 2 is in the ones place. So if I say I want to take 42 and round to the nearest tens, so think of that, tens, you're going to be underlining the number in the tens value. You would look to the number to the right of the number that you underlined, and that would be a 2. Okay, now in rounding, if the number is 5 or more, you would turn this 4, you would go up a number. You turn this 5 into a 0, or a 4 into a 5, and this 2 into a 0. So, but if it's below 5, so either a 0 through 4, you would turn this number into a 0, and you'd keep this number the same. So can anybody tell me what this number would be? That's correct. Since the 2 is below 5, it would go down to 0, and the number that you're rounding to would stay the same. So it would just be 40. All right, next we're going to be working with the same number. I'm going to show you that you don't have to always, it's not always going to be the first number that you're rounding to. So let's say I had the number 1,725. All right, so this time I want to round to the nearest hundredth, or hundreds. I would underline my hundreds place, so it's the 7. I would look to the right of my hundreds place, which is a 2. So I know I turn everything over here. 7 is going to stay the same, and these two numbers are going to be to 0. So our answer would be 1,700. Does everybody see how I got that? All right, let's say we take that 1,725 and I want to round, let me see, what place is this? Yes, our thousands place. If I want to round to the thousands place, I look to the number to the right of our thousands place. It's a 7. 7, is that above or at or above 5? Yes, it is. So this number would go up to a 2, and then every number behind it would go to a 0. So rounding to thousands would be 2,000. Okay, now that I've done a couple problems on the board, I want y'all to do a couple problems, and we'll go over them together. I'm going to give you 4 different numbers, And y'all do them at your seat, and then we'll go over them together once everybody is done. So our number is 55. 483. 483. We got 1,499. And we have 2,991. All right, for 55, I want you to round to the tens place. For 483, I want you to round to the hundreds place. For the 1,499, we're going to be rounding to the thousands place. And for the 2,991, we're going to be rounding to the hundreds place. As you can see, you don't always have to round to the farthest number to the left. So, let's take a couple minutes. I want y'all remember to underline these numbers because that's the number you're rounding to. And then we're going to come back together. All right, class. Now that you're done, can anybody give me the answer to what rounding 55 to the nearest tens place? Sammy? Yes, 60. So, you saw this, the number to the left of it was 5 or greater, so you change this, you raise this up one number to a 6, and then change the 5 to a 0 to make 60. All right? And let me see, who else do we have? Jessica? All right, 483. What was it rounded to the 400 or the hundreds place? Yes, that is correct. You see the 8 is greater than 5 or greater, so you're going to go change the 4 to a 5, and then the rest zeros. All right. Chad, you got the next one? All right. You're saying 2,000? No, that is not correct. Do you know why? Or can anybody help him out? All right, Dusty? Yes. You're going to stay a 1 because the next number over is not 5 or greater. It's below 5. So this number is going to stay the same, whereas, and then the rest of them go to zeros, so it's only 1,000. Great job, Dusty. All right, last one. This is a tricky one. Did anyone figure it out? No? Well, I'm going to help you. Okay, so since I want to round to the nearest hundreds place, I look at the number to the right of it. That is a 9. It is greater than 5, or 5 or greater. Is that correct? So I know this is going to go up 1. And in this case, since it's a 9 and you have to go to 10, you do change it to a 0, but you add 1 to the thousands place to make it 3,000. Everybody, you did a great job. Now I'm going to hand out a worksheet. And once you go over the worksheet, we'll go over that in class, and just to make sure that you got everything. So this is rounding, and remember to underline on your worksheet when you see what place that you're rounding to. You want to underline it, and then you look to the number to the right of it. And if it's greater, or if it's 5 or greater, then you're rounding up. If it's 4 or less, you're rounding down. Any questions? All right, let's get started. Thank you.